I was a Marine. I defended our embassy in Iraq.
I was in the Army. I was a combat photographer in Somalia.
We did a lot of good over there.
I saw a fellow soldier save the life of a child.
That's why I'm still serving.
And that's why I'm still serving.
These are the stories of true American heroes, of men and women who served in the U.S. Armed Forces, veterans now, still serving their fellow Americans.
Hello, I'm Dwayne Wingfield with the May edition of Still Serving. This month, we're featuring a Marine veteran who has turned his own disability into an example to which thousands of veterans already aspire. Chris Nowak may be in the best physical shape of his life. In his position as director of VA's National Sports Programs and Special Events, he wants to help as many veterans as he can. As you'll see, Nowak is the driving force in a sea change to make that happen. Chris began serving his country in the Marines in 1983, but the career he planned for was cut short at 4 years when he lost his right leg during a training exercise.
I was injured in '87 while training with the Army. Friendly fire, was shot and resulted in a below knee amputee. And really pretty much at that point, I've been an athlete my whole life. I'm laying in a medical center and thought my life was over with. I got introduced to adaptive sports and gave me a whole new outlook on life, gave me confidence that I was going to be normal again and have a productive life. Had it not been for adaptive sports, I think I would have been what we call a professional patient, probably still living in my mom's basement. I was very, very fortunate. I attended the Winter Sports Clinic, was actually my first exposure to adaptive sports. Skiing again, which is something I did as a kid, really got me, gave me self-confidence to get back into the game, start getting involved in adaptive sports.
Proud of his disability and what he's accomplished with it, Chris is personally invested in VA's mission of service to our nation's defenders.
Giving back is the passion. I was very, very fortunate to be blessed and touched by people who worked for the VA early on in my injury, and they pretty much told me you're either part of the solution or part of the problem. And I want to be part of the solution, so I want to give back to my fellow veterans. I want to contribute every day. I spent 19 years working in prosthetics in various roles, in working at medical centers in various roles, and just having the opportunity every day to work with veterans. And I can't think of any better job than to give back to veterans.
A star high school athlete and a former member of the USA amputee hockey team, Chris credits adaptive sports therapy for giving him the courage and motivation he needed to deal with losing his leg.
I was able to learn about the USA amputee hockey team. Matter of fact, the head coach, Ralph Marsh, is one of the volunteers and also VA staff who works at the Winter Sports Clinic. Started playing USA amputee hockey. I was fortunate enough to play in St. Petersburg, played at the Paralympics in 2002 in Salt Lake.
Chris is a champion sports rehabilitation for wounded warriors and veterans. And he's in a position now to make a big impact as director of VA's popular sports programs and special events, like the Summer Games and the Winter Sports Clinic, among others.
It's the Winter Sports Clinic, and we use the word clinic specifically for that event because that's exactly what it is. We want to expose veterans to these type of rehab events. So we had skiing. It's a great winter sport. We had sled hockey. For the first time this year, we had kayaking, which was really, really a great hit with the veterans. They loved it, and we had veterans signing up who didn't even think about kayaking once they saw and heard from other veterans. We had curling, which is becoming very popular in the disabled community. It's a great sport. You can do it from your wheelchair. You can do it standing, blinded veterans. It's a really, really good sport. It's therapeutic. It's just pretty much a sport anybody else can do. And we had some rock wall climbing, and we had some other trap shooting as well, which we did, and veterans really enjoyed that.
At VA, Chris has made wholesale changes to adaptive sports programs.
So we consolidated the VA Paralympic program as well as the National Special Events program to create the National Veteran Sports Programs and Special Event. And what this office is doing, we've come up with, it's a new mission. So what we've done is we called Mission Redefine. And what we're doing is redefining how the VA delivers adaptive sports and how veterans are redefining their mission in life. You know, they've been wounded, ill, or injured, and they have a new mission, and their mission is to recover and get on with life.
He's also changing the mindset to make all of VA's national programs and events for veterans more competitive and challenging. To that end, he's helped establish a relationship with the U.S. Olympics Paralympic program to work with VA sports therapists to give the best possible training to veterans.
We do a total of 6 events in the office. We do the Winter Sports Clinic, which we talked about. We do the Summer Sports Clinic. We do the Golden Age Games for veterans 55 and older. We do the Wheelchair Games, and we do the Tea Tournament, as well as what people sometimes forget about is we do the Creative Arts Festival. And that's a year-long program in which veterans participate at the local level, regional level, and then at the national level we have a big art display for the winners, as well as a production for those who are into acting, singing, and dancing. And we're really focusing on that a lot as we move forward because that's a year-long program that's therapeutic and allows veterans to focus on something other than their injury who may not be interested in adaptive sports. We wanted to take rehab outside of the buildings. You know, currently, we do a lot of things. Veterans come to the medical centers, and we do a lot of stuff there. And we wanted to take rehab back in the day outside of the medical center, creating this ability to have veterans participate in rehab away from the medical center, something fun, something challenging, and something that they can strive to do and do outside with their family. We have a partnership with the U.S. Olympic Committee. It's twofold. A is to provide adaptive sport opportunities in the community for veterans, so those who don't have the ability to travel to our national events can participate at their community level, as well as once they leave our national events, we encourage them and make sure they have the opportunity to take the skill set they learn, such as kayaking, hook them up with a community program back where they live, and they can do that through the United States Olympic Committee, Paralympic Division. It helps them get their cognitive skills back because you have to pay attention to what sport you're doing, and mentally it gives you just the purpose of accomplishment. You finish something. You didn't think you were going to be able to do it when you were wounded or ill. You were thinking, oh, I'm never going to be able to go skiing with my family again, never going to be able to go kayaking and things like that. So mentally, it does almost more than it does physically. Mentally, it gives you self-esteem and gives you the confidence.
Yeah. That's it. Yeah. I didn't ring it.
In his office, Nowak keeps a fast pace with reorganization of the mission of the sports program and special events, while planning for the 6 events and this year's VA presence at the U.S. Paralympics in the same London venues following the Olympics.
We give the USOC $7.5 million to provide adaptive sports to veterans in the community. Right now we have 84 veterans who are on a national team. A good portion of those look like they're going to make the Paralympic team. Some of them will be going to London, and we pay them a monthly allowance under Chapter 31 to train and represent the country in a different uniform.
Special examples for all of us. We're proud of them. They're going to compete for our country. They'll be carrying our colors as they go into world competition here. And so let me just read off their names. Russ Wolf, Scott Winkler, Rory Cooper, Jerry Shields, Latsine Benson, Chris Devlin Young, Scott Winkler, Heath Calhoun, Aaron Howell, John Lujan, Chris Jefferson, John Register, Chad Colley, all of our Paralympians, past and present.
We're looking at about a 15% of the participants this year on the national team being veterans, which is about an 8% increase from over last year previous Paralympics in Vancouver. What we're hoping to do is, obviously we want to win, but what I'm looking for is once these veterans are done competing, how we can put them back into being mentors and working with other veterans and get them at a higher level or just participating in adaptive sports in their community. We're making sure the veterans have all the information they need, working with the USOC. We're making sure we get their monthly allowance paid on time to help them with defray some of the cost, and just working with anything they may need as far as equipment and helping them get that through prosthetics or through the USOC. We're looking at the Paralympics as a model to use in our national veteran sports programs to have hopefully one big event a year that will put all our events together where we can have veterans competing against each other, similar to the Warrior Games model. We're a long way away from that, but we're going to work towards that to where veterans can come and compete as veterans at a little higher level than what we currently are doing.
Chris is especially proud of the new interactive website for the look at sports programs and special events.
Well, we developed it in partnership with the USOC, and we developed it for twofold. One of which is to help veterans find adaptive sports in their community, as well as caregivers. Caregivers who recognize adaptive sports as a therapy and recognize the benefits from it, they can go in there as well, type in their zip code, and locate adaptive sports programs that are sanctioned and vetted through the USOC and Department of Veterans Affairs for veterans to participate in adaptive sports at that location. We encourage veterans and caregivers, if they don't find something in their area or maybe find something that they're not interested in, they may be interested in kayaking and they only offer mountain biking or wheelchair basketball, let us know and we'll help develop a program and work with the local VA to develop something that the veterans can participate and want to participate in.
Chris and his team will be with veterans competing in the U.S. Paralympic Games in London following the Olympics in November. With this month's Still Serving, I'm Dwayne Wingfield.